Hey, I'm Olivia.
Hey, I'm Jesse.
Welcome to our podcast about relationships.
You've heard all the other relationship podcasts before. Now listen to one more.
Welcome back to our podcast.
Hi, everybody.
This is Olivia,
And this is Jesse.
and we're going to talk about relationships.
Should be fun.
Today's topic is new relationship energy, or what cool kids call it, NRE. Why are you laughing?
It's funny. So in the polyamorous community, there's a bunch of new language because it's a way of living your life that's not really normal. So there's a lot of new vocabulary and stuff. And NRE is one of them. It stands for New Relationship Energy. And it's a term because when you start a new relationship, you're like, oh my God, this person's amazing. They can do no wrong and da-da-da. And they're the best thing ever.
Yeah, and apparently I read about it not too long ago. In the monogamous relationship, there is pretty much is the same thing. It goes by a different name.
I was just thinking of you remember Bambi? You've seen Bambi, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember when they're like, oh, he's Twitter-pated?
Yeah, that's what people call it.
Mm-hmm. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but I'm not sure what happened to Bambi after that movie. Hopefully
There's a sequel. You can find out.
Oh God, please no. No. I just watched the first one. Hopefully he lives happily ever after with Thumper.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they make a cute deer bunny babies.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyways.
Yeah, this is if this is your first time listening to our podcast, which is good for you.
Why'd you start on episode 2?
Well, yeah, yeah.
Learn how to count, maybe?
We only have 2 episodes so far, and most likely you will hear us giggling, and we will try to stay on the topic, but sometimes
We will.
You will hear us like suddenly just like randomly like Bambi, and it's just like, what? I didn't sign up for this. So yeah, talk about new relationship energy. Just because I feel that it's relating to our situation right now. Not a situation.
It's a situation.
It's not a good way to say it. It's more of that. I don't know when we're gonna upload this, but I think it's still relevant. But pretty much, I started a new relationship with a new partner.
Mm-hmm.
That is more than just dating. So it's a relationship, which is kind of caught me off guard. So I'm gonna give a little bit backstory, I guess, if that's okay, Jesse.
Yeah, I'm here for you. I'm listening.
Jesse's just like, okay. So yeah, so I use online dating apps, such as Bumble, OkCupid, Tinder, which probably that will be a separate subject for the podcast.
That'd be a good one.
But yeah, so I met this guy on Tinder, and he seems very nice from his picture, and I think why I was interested in swiping right was that he seems familiar to me, like kind of like I saw him somewhere before. And yeah, we live in Portland, and sometimes you kind of like, oh, I might see these guys, when I don't know, when I went do my errands or something. But yeah, he seems familiar, and so yeah, and just happened we swipe right, both of us. So yeah, we went on dates and a couple dates, and try to make this story seem shorter.
It's okay.
Then yeah, and one day he called me, and I was all worried because he's like, we need to talk, and I was like, what's going on? Well, that's the voice that, like, the we need to talk voice that I imagined in my head when I read his text. He didn't sound like that. But yeah, so he called me, and he was like, yeah, I was telling you that I'm not looking for anything serious, just dating. And I was like, just playing it cool. I was like, me too. Me too. Yep. Me too. And then he's like, yeah, but actually I would like to be in a relationship with you, and I'm just like, melt. He's like a pile of mush. Um, but yeah, so we started, being in a relationship. So yeah, so I have a new partner, and Jesse. We met him too recently.
Mhm.
And I don't know if anyone familiar with the polyamorous terms, but
Let's
so
assume not.
yeah,
Yeah.
but so if you have a partner, say like me and Jesse were married, and then I'm dating someone else, and we're in the relationship. That person is Jesse's metamor. Um, and so yeah, everybody met each other, and that was really fun. Um, but then again, um, I kind of like caught off guard with this whole NRE thing, the whole new relationship energy. Just because I'm still I'm experiencing it, and I'm trying to be cautious about it, because a lot of people in the poly community are saying that when you are starting a new relationship, you have a lot of NRE going on. You don't want to make rash decisions. Even like buying a house together, which is that's not something we're gonna do. But
Mhm.
that's like the extreme example, I guess. But even like getting a new pet or something, that's something that you wanna probably wait until that NRE wear off, because it will wear off eventually, and it's just like different people have different speed on like when that NRE will last. But yeah, I was telling Jesse that when we started dating, when Jesse and I started dating back in 2011,
I
right?
think so.
We experienced crazy NRE. How did that go, Jesse?
Why are you asking me?
um, well, because you were involved in it.
I know.
But
Make it sound like it was awful though.
no, it was not awful. But
We had a lot of fights, and you were saying earlier like we did it kind of backwards.
yeah,
Like we went straight to moving it together. We were supposed to be roommates. I don't did we talk about that in the first episode?
yeah, we did.
Okay. So yeah, we were supposed to be roommates. We started off moving in together, and I think that just sped things up a lot. So we
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off
it's
there.
okay.
But I guess so when you were roommates, right? You're supposed to live in separate room. You're supposed to sleep in separate room. But that didn't happen.
It started out that way. I was sleeping on the fold out couch.
What?
Yeah, for like a couple days.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because your room was such a mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that was like our NRE that influenced that. I mean, we could sleep in different room, right? If we really want to.
Hmm. Your
Um.
bed was comfy. I only had an air mattress.
Oh, now I know why.
It's all because of the bed.
I felt used. The heck, dude. Now I felt used. It's all because of my bad.
Mhm.
Um. Yeah, but I think we were monogamous back then. And I think NRE was kind of like influencing a lot of what we did together, because we spent a lot of time together. And also seems like we kind of isolated ourselves from our friends, right?
Mhm. Well, I think that's pretty normal. I think that's what a lot of couples do.
Yeah, but do you think though, if we're aware back then that this is all just a new relationship energy that makes messing with our brains, do you think that we would, kind of like taking time off being so involved with each other and then do the things that we like to do as individual.
Maybe. I think because we were younger too. I mean, it's not that long ago, but I think a lot of maturity in our relationship has come throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
Like at first, I, I don't know. I just um like being in a relationship's always been kind of a weird thing for me. I haven't been in a ton of relationships,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm still kind of I was still kind of learning how to be in a relationship. I think when we were going out, and I think that caused a lot of friction because I like my alone time a lot. I value my me time,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that was a source of friction because yeah, I think we were just not very experienced with each other's way of life.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing. But also, I felt that if we knew there was such a thing back then, if
Mm-hmm.
someone told us, like, hey guys, I know you guys are fucking like, madly in love with each other, but you know what? Maybe it's a good thing that, you take time off, spend a few hours with your friends, spend a few hours, do the things that you love instead of like just do, be with each other, day in and day out
Mm-hmm.
and do things together. I freaking love it, which is
Yeah,
I appreciate the memory. I freaking love the memories. But also I felt that it was really intense and that caused, the arguments that probably, we could avoid it, you know.
I don't even remember what any of them were about.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
But when we went through it, it felt, awful.
Mm-hmm.
And there was so much miscommunication.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that common thing too that I heard from people, from my friends who are monogamous and or polyamorous, when they start new relationships, even these days, people still behave the same way as how we dated 7 years ago. Which is, they spend a lot of time with each other and kind of like lose their friends and stuff like that.
I think friends assume also that when you're in a relationship, it's like, oh, they're with someone, they're gonna want to spend time with that person, not with me as a friend. I think friends do that a lot. They're like, oh, they got hooked up. I guess we're not hanging out anymore.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying, NRE is a bad thing. It's amazing. Like, because you can feel it. Like, I can, like, right now, I can feel it, like, like in my heart, in my brain, and well, not in my brain. Let me repeat that. Even though it's like influencing your brain, the way you function, but you can feel it in your heart, and in your emotions. And I felt that really strongly. And so it's a kind of like a juggling act where you're like, my heart wants to do this, like, I'm gonna bring up the subject of texting because even when Jesse and I were dating, when we just started dating, we had arguments about texting. Because I felt that he didn't care about me,
Mm.
when he didn't text me back right away. And some people it's like, oh no, girl, you're just clingy. No, this is happening to every single girls, single ladies, that just started dating, or they're already in relationships, not because we're clingy, but it's just because we are so infatuated, you know we are so, I don't know what do you call it, like,
Like you want that person's priority to be you instead of whatever
yeah,
they're
and
doing.
we're afraid that oh shit, if he didn't text me, that's mean like he lost interest in me, you
Hmm.
know or like, or oh, he forgot about me, or who know, like all those reasons that don't make sense, right? um and which is in reality probably he was just pooping, and he was just like, probably like Jesse just like took a long time of pooping time, and then
Hey.
like and then he didn't see my text, and after he pooped he washed his hands, and then after he washed his hands, he went back to work, and then he didn't check his phone until like 2 hours 3 hours later. And here I was all like, shit, why don't you text me? What's wrong with you? You don't like me anymore? You don't want a piece of this? But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And that happened, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Um, but I felt that if I knew that, that's all just chemicals and NRE that I feel that I'm feeling, like, I feel that I can kind of not give into it.
Does it like reframe the way you think about it? Like, does it give you tools to help deal with that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think so because like I'm like the new relationship that I'm in right now. There are so many times I just want to grab that phone and just like, hey, why don't you text me? Hey, why don't you text me back? But then I kept, going back to remembering, oh, that's all just the NRE talking.
Hmm.
Put the phone down, go watch your favorite TV show, get manicure, get pampered yourself, or go work out. I think that's why I like working out. It's amazing for me, because, I can just forget about it, or go draw if you like to draw like Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed though, like we had this conversation and we kind of like a little bit disagreement about this. That I noticed that this just nah. Let me rephrase that. That it's happening more towards women, ladies. In not in general, but most of us, are experiencing this more than guys. And Jesse said, what did you say, Jesse?
Which part?
That
That guys are more focused on things and women are more focused on people?
yeah, that part. And you're also saying though, how it's not really true that generalization. Not really, not true. It's more like it's not completely correct, I guess.
Yeah, I feel generalization can be okay. Like there's some things you can say like, oh, like this seems to be a pattern. Um, but yeah, I don't know. You were thinking that most women feel that way?
Yeah, I just noticed that. I don't know because maybe most of my friends, are women,
Mm.
or people that I see on social media are women, just due to nature of like what I do for a living and all that.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I saw a lot of Facebook. Not Facebook. Yeah, it's on Facebook, but it's very vague. It's just
Mm.
like
Those are always vague.
fake book. It's just like passive aggressive,
Mm.
kind of like thing, or like, oh, why doesn't he text me back? What can he, or there is so many also like memes and posting like BuzzFeed. I don't want to throw BuzzFeed under the bus, but
You
sometimes
can throw them under the bus. I don't think anyone's dying on a hill for BuzzFeed.
but there's so many articles like 10 signs of why your guy doesn't text you back, you know or like 10 signs of why of guy this guy probably not interested in you, and in one of them is like he doesn't text you right back, and I'm just like, that doesn't work that way.
Hmm.
It doesn't. I mean, you cannot. I feel, I don't know. I feel like the mainstream media,
Fake news.
they kind of like not training people, but it's more like influencing people to think that, oh, because I have feelings for this person and this person said, he has feelings for me too, I expect him to behave certain ways. And if he doesn't behave that way, then pretty much he's not interested in me.
Mm.
And then, I will not give him another chance because of that. And that's effed up.
Hmm.
Can we say fucked up?
Yeah, we cursed in the last
Oh,
one.
yeah. Yeah, so that's fucked up.
That's straight up bullshit.
But and I don't know. And talking about NRE too, not getting making rash decision on things. Jesse and I experienced that with Gizmo.
Every day.
No, I mean,
Every day's a new relationship with him. It's like, oh, look at his face.
no, when we adopted him, Jesse and I, we were just together for 2 weeks.
Was that all?
I
Yeah,
think so.
probably.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Jesse just like, hey, okay. So backstory. Before I met Jesse, I didn't have pets at all at home. It's not because I don't love pets. I freaking love cute animals. I freaking love cute, snuggly animals. But I felt like I didn't have time to take care of it, and that poor thing, he's just gonna be he or she gonna be home all day by himself, him or herself, and then so when Jesse moved in with me, he just lost his cat, like R.I.P. Pizza, poor little
I
thing.
still miss pizza.
Yeah. And then so we were in a relationship, and then Jesse said, "Hey, my friend is trying to move and he couldn't take this cat." And then is that how it happened?
Pretty much. I'd met Gizmo before. He was my friend's cat. He had 2 cats, and Gizmo was always super cuddly. I love that cat. Um, but yeah, I was super surprised that my friend was giving him away because he's so sweet. And I asked Olivia, I showed her a picture of him, and I was like, please, can we?
I don't even know if I saw the picture of him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I think that's the NRE, the new relationship energy that I felt. I was like, yeah,
Hmm.
I want to make him feel happy.
And you were saying, like, that's not a great idea for a new relationship, is to get a pet.
Not to get a pet, but like making the decision that can involve that.
Well, that
that
is a big decision.
yeah,
That's like 10 years, 15
yeah,
years.
that can involve you to be for you to be connected with that partner for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just said, yeah, let's get a cat, and I mean, I didn't regret that at all. But just to put it in context, because our relationship worked, right? But what if our relationship didn't work? What if like after we dated for a year, and then we decided like, heck to the no,
Mm-hmm.
and then that will be painful, for like, because I bonded with Gizmo, even though he loves Jesse more than he loves me.
That's not true.
But but I still freaking love that cat. And I think that happened in day in and day out lives of people, monogamous and polyamorous all the time, where they just like decided like, oh, I've been with this person for 2 months. We were madly in love. Let's get a car. Because that would be awesome, because we can go places together easier and put both of our name on the list of the car. Oh my freaking god. But then again, I thought about it. If that didn't happen, if people didn't do it that way, all those judge shows, the one
Would be out of business.
yeah, the one like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock on a freaking basic cable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. Judge Judy still on?
I don't know. It might just be reruns at this
Is he
point.
retired?
I think so.
She's like my favorite, but I know there is like Judge
Joe Brown.
Joe Brown, yeah. But like most of the issues that on that show, okay, don't judge. I used to watch Judge Judy before, but it all it happened like that, where like my girlfriend didn't want to return my car, and we were together for
Is this the guy's voice?
I don't know.
My girlfriend.
Yeah.
She took my car.
Yeah, it could be. Probably that's why he's single again.
I don't know why she doesn't like me.
Yeah.
I'm such a catch.
I'm a whiny cat. But It's like we were together for 6 months and we got a car together and now she doesn't want to give it to me. We put our names on the list, stuff like that.
Judge Judy, don't play that.
Mm-hmm. Just Judy is like, you're stupid morons.
She'll put you in your place. She don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah. But I guess it's good for those TV shows that, people experiencing NRE and just made rash decisions.
So, how long do you think NRE lasts for? Like, when is a good time to start making decisions like that?
So the one that I read, people are saying it's about 3 months. About a few months, they said. So in my head, when I see a few, I said 3.
Mm.
But I think it can last longer than that. It depends on how your relationship is. Um, I felt that if you are um if you are like us, when we just start dating together, we live together, and everything is just like so intense.
Mm.
I think that was lasted mm, maybe a few months.
It's not really quantifiable, is it?
Not
'Cause,
really.
Yeah, it's just like this abstract concept.
Yeah, and then we also need to consider people who are in long distance relationships.
Hmm.
Like, how is that NRE gonna work for them because they were so far away?
It probably lasts longer because you don't spend as much time with that person.
Yeah, exactly. And it also can happen with people who are friends in the first place. Say, if I'm friends with Brad Pitt, and then we're friends for
I want to
like
be friends with Brad Pitt.
and we were friends for like 6 years, and suddenly Brad Pitt, knock on our door, and he's just like, Olivia, I totally in love with you, and I want to be in a relationship with you,
I
and
want to be in a relationship with Brad.
and I want you to have my babies.
I want to have
And-
babies with Brad Pitt.
That NRE can still happen, even if that person already for such a long period of time. Because it's just a different type of relationships, and it will be kind of like a reset. So you will still experiencing NRE if start a relationship with your friends. So make sure that I guess like people just need to be aware that don't make rash decisions. Take time off if you feel like so overwhelming, like all these emotions, all this cuddly snuggly feeling that you have inside, all the mushy feelings, and you just want to pour it through text, or you just want to call that person all the time, or you just want to suddenly just like pop in like, hey, how's it going, and do all that kind of things. Maybe take a break, like like pause, like stop hammer time, just like literally. because because those things, it's not like it's a danger for the relationship, but it can cause friction, because the other person might think that, oh, C is so naggy, or C is so whiny,
Or clingy.
or the other, or if you're a guy, then your girl will be like, yeah, why is this guy so clingy, and stuff like that, which is in reality probably you're not, but just because you are so clouded with NRE, anything like that can happen. Yeah,
It's a lot to unpack.
I know, right? So yeah, hopefully that can help our listeners if they just started a relationship.
Hello, shout outs to our one listener. You're beautiful.
You're so beautiful.
I love that hat on you. It looks so good.
Oh my god.
What's our one listener's name? Is that Bill? How's it going, Bill? You rock that hat. I know you put it on and you were like, I don't know. Is this too flashy? Looks good on you, Bill. Keep rocking it.
Oh, poor Bill.
Sorry.
Hopefully Bill is having a good NRE day.
I think this was helpful for Bill.
Yeah. Don't text that girl all the time, Bill. Give it some time. Let that girl live. I think that's the key that, we need to think about when it's NRE
So
related.
yeah, I think that's a really helpful topic, just because it's like we said in the beginning, it's a new word, it's a new concept that people outside of the polyamorous community don't know about, but I think it applies equally as well to monogamous relationships too. Yeah, just something to keep in mind. I know I have issues with like wanting to text like an hour after hanging out with the person, and I've had friends just be like, Jesse, no, no. Give them time.
That
Give them
Jesse.
some space.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that's the thing. Especially now with the technology, make it easier. Can you imagine if this is 1800s and then you met this person and you are so totally in love or start a new relationship with this person, and then you have to send this letter, and then you have to use your quill to do it, and then okay, you have to do cursive first of all,
Fuck that.
cursive, and then you have to seal it, and then you have to grab,
Put it on your pigeon.
yeah, grab a pigeon, you know put the letter on the pigeon, and then send it away, and then like
And
what,
hopefully it gets there.
yeah, 4 days later that person get it.
Why isn't she pigeoning me back? It's been a fortnight.
Yeah. I think like people will die out of NRE instead of like dysentery.
It's really funny.
I would die if I lived back then. Probably I'd be just like, oh my god, Brad Pitt doesn't like me.
And I have polio.
Polio is not funny.
Sure it is. It doesn't exist anymore. You can make
It,
fun of polio.
it doesn't?
No, they made a vaccine for it. Like 1920, I
Yeah, I know that. But
Mm.
when I was growing up, okay, side topic. But when I was growing up, in my health class, okay, so health class in Indonesia, we have PE, which is like yeah, do the basketball, whatever. And the theory part of it, where you sit in class and you read a book, just like class, regular class. And then they always mention about polio.
Hmm.
Like, like you don't want to get polio.
Hmm.
You have to get vaccinated.
Hmm.
But yeah. So I'm surprised. I mean, like, do they still teach kids that these days?
This is so off topic. But yeah, basically all we learned about when I was growing up is just that there used to be this thing called polio, and then they made a vaccine, and now no one has it anymore. Yay!
Huh. Weird. Okay,
Mhm.
so you came for the NRE and you stayed for the polio. Okay.
You're just getting all of the facts. So educated.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think, that's a good segment of this podcast that we talk about NRE.
Yeah.
Hopefully it helpful for people. Because, I know that if I heard about this before, which is I did, well, when we just start become polyamorous, I listen to Multiamory Podcast. Shout out to Multiamory. I love them. You guys will love them too if you don't know them. They are more like, grown up, like structured podcasts, not like us.
Actually useful.
Yeah, actually useful. But yeah, they I found out about NRE from them, and also through the meetup groups that that I belonged in. But if nobody told me, I would just like still fly off the handle and look like a crazy maniac. Uh,
As opposed to usual.
Shut up. Oh no. You make my chair squeak.
That's so weird.
Because I'm on this chair and I just like every time I laugh it just like squeaking.
To my dearest Olivia, you make my chair squeak like no other.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I think this is a good end to this podcast.
Mhm.
Hopefully, it helpful for everyone. Enjoy your new relationships. Doesn't matter if it's monogamous, polyamorous. Enjoy that NRE because it will be over. So might as well you enjoy it, but just be
Mhm.
cautious.
Mhm.
It's not dangerous. As long as you put your mind to it. Like be mindful.
Mhm.
Meditation helps too.
Mhm.
Totally. Yeah, so do we have sponsors that we need to be thankful of today?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just hold on. I have a quick little ad read here. Today's podcast is sponsored by um, yourmom.com. For your Mother's Day, go to yourmom.com, enter the promo code is so fat.
Oh my god, no fat shaming. I'm so sorry. We're gonna fire
Go
that.
to yourmomisodumb.com.
No.
Enter the promo code H3H3 podcast. No, we're not sponsored.
We're not sponsored. And that whoever that advertising is earlier, that fat shaming, gonna be deleted.
Also, don't go to yourmom.com. That can't be anything good.
Really?
Virus.
Maybe. Okay, thanks guys for listening.
Thanks for listening and watching and stuff.
Make sure you subscribe to us. Give us a review.
Give us 5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars if you like what you hear. Tell your friends about this podcast.
And if you don't like it, keep it to yourself.
What? Yeah, I guess that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought about it for a second. I was like, what? Oh, yeah. Maybe, yeah. If you don't like it, just delete it. But yeah, subscribe, liking it. Can you like it on iTunes?
I don't know. This is all new to us.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're listening on Spotify, because Spotify has...
We're not going to get on Spotify.
Yes, we are. We will. We will someday. So this is your message from the past.
So funny.
Okay, guys. Love ya. Have a great day. Have a great life. And, enjoy your relationships.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.